Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we begin with the High Priestess. This is a message coming from your own true self. It is the intuition, right? It's not the message itself. It is the conduit through which the message arrives. This is your spiritual antenna. Okay, so we're going to put that into some context. Oh, and there is your illuminated consciousness, right? So this is exactly how it works. The divine message comes in through the antenna and reaches you in the kind of solar plexus, in the center of your being, right? Well, let's see what the message is. Oh gosh, Mercury too, huh? A lot of majors already. Another major arcana, the fire energy. We're going to see what the predictions are. Oh, look at all that fire. Very nice. This is predictions for November 2023. We're going to see what Spirit is trying to tell you is in store for you this month. All right, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. There's one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot, and we're just going to put it right here. We'll put Mr. Ed on top. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end, so don't even ask. Hopefully, it will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. But if at any point during the reading you get an idea, a sense, a feeling of what that card is, please put your prediction in the comments below. I want to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, tap into Spirit, tap into Source, and start discerning this mystery card together as kind of an exercise in our own intuition. Okay? But first, let's see what we have. We got major, 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 major. We've got fire, 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 fire. Don't have any water. A little bit of air. Don't have any earth. Right? So that's interesting. We're kind of missing the water in the earth. We've got major and we've got fire. So this tells me that, for one, November is going to be a strong month for creativity. Very strong month. And I think that with this High Priestess energy, it's a month for you to really open yourself up to the psychic activity. Okay? I think that you have a very strong antenna for the supernatural, for the psychic, and it's a good time for you to use that. Okay? We see just a little bit of air here. Okay, so the fact that this is the only air and it's kind of in the back, this is telling me that you don't really want to overthink things. What you want to do is trust your intuition. Okay? You want to use that sixth sense, that psychic sense, to understand what's going on and what decisions to make. Right? It's like we're not really making decisions on logic. We're trying to really feel what is the right path forward. Okay? I think that this month is going to see a lot of effort on your part. First of all, the message from the High Priestess coming into your human self, to this sun energy. I wonder, now I'm not a medical person at all, right? I was an EMT for a little while, but I'm not qualified to give any kind of medical or legal or financial advice. These are energetic predictions for November. But I wonder if there's been something to do with your chest or heart lately, last few months or so. I feel like some of this energy from the High Priestess is saying, go get a checkup, right? Go get your blood work done. Don't forget to see your doctor on a regular schedule, especially if you've been feeling any kind of tension in your chest area. And maybe some breathing stuff, but I feel more like a heart issue now. It's probably just heartburn, but go get it checked out, right? Go get a clean bill of health, because for one, it's a good idea, and for two, you're going to need it this month, because there's a lot of fire here. There's a lot of activity going on. You're going to be very busy, right? The first thing we got to do, though, is the Nine of Swords. We got to deal with that. So for that, we're going to do the language of flowers. This is an affirmation card that we're going to just place on top of that Nine of Swords to kind of counteract it, because I feel like the Nine of Swords is a lot of self-doubt. And I feel like the High Priestess is going to be providing a message for each one of these cards, okay? Now, the first thing she's doing is providing a message for this Nine of Swords and saying, get out of your head. Stop overthinking. Stop being mean to yourself, right? Do you find that you very often have negative thoughts or this kind of negative internal monologue? We've got to stop that, right? It is that kind of negative thinking that prevents us from, that's the one, that prevents us from hearing the message of the High Priestess, right? So she's kind of telling you to stop doing this so that you can hear the message. The Calla Lily, rejuvenation, reawaken, and then stand stronger. Well, that's the first step here, reawakening. Getting out of this swords energy, getting a clean bill of health. Let's reawaken our vitality. And then we have to stand stronger because there's a lot of stuff to do. All right, but this is the first thing to do. Now, we've got that Emperor up there. I think that in November, you're going to be asked to take the lead in something. You're going to be like nominated or like elected the leader of a group, maybe promotion to a supervisor or manager. Maybe you're going to be asked to head a project or a department, something like that. Something where you're going to be kind of put in charge, maybe in charge of the family, in charge of the holidays, right? Holidays are coming up here in the Northern Hemisphere. We had Halloween, we've got Thanksgiving, we've got Christmas. So you're kind of being nominated to do it all, right? Could be at work, could be at home. I don't know. But the High Priestess is saying, let's make sure we're ready for this, right? Let's make sure that we kind of physically can handle it, and make sure that we kind of have the strength. Let's rest up. Let's get that clean bill of health, because there's going to be a lot of activity. Okay. And that also relates to this Five of Wands. Now, in this whole context of things, it's going to be very easy for you to get mad. Okay. Especially when we're put in charge of something that maybe we don't want to be in charge of. We might have a little bit of a short temper, right? Go figure. Let's put a check on that, okay? With this one, this is the Saturn in Leo kind of energy. This is saying, yes, you might get mad. Yes, you are the leader. Yes, you are in charge. But sometimes the best way to show your strength is by not showing your strength, right? Show how strong you are by withholding your anger, right? Your emotions. Because I think people are going to piss you off. There's going to be an opportunity for you to lose your temper, right? We've got to try not to do that. We've got to try to restrain ourselves. So be ready for that. I think November is going to kind of test the limits of your tolerance, and we've got to try to restrain this. Now, it is a Five of Wands. It does say that, hey, you've got to make decisions and you've got to take actions, and you've got to push your agenda through. They put you in charge. They've got to let you be in charge, right? But this is a delicate thing, right? We don't want to show too much force. or be too demanding. But we don't want to be weak either, right? Like I said, they put you in charge. They have to let you make decisions, and they have to let you be in charge. Okay? It's a delicate thing. Underneath everything is the magus, the magician, Hermes, the trickster, the juggler, the illusionist. The message here is that despite this being kind of an unwanted leadership role, whatever this is, family, if it's at work, whatever, it could be at university, despite all of that, this is kind of a hidden opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to showcase your talents. It's an opportunity for you to put on this show the way you want to. Yeah. They put you in charge. Maybe you should just do it your way. Yeah. And I think that's why this is underneath here. It's a hidden benefit. And the high priest is saying, hey, you may not even really have looked at it this way, but this is a perfect way for you to kind of to create this thing the way you want to create it, right? It's kind of, this is the card that says, you want me to be in charge of Christmas? All right, we're having a Caribbean Christmas, right? And that might piss some people off, but you're doing it your way. And I think that's going to be kind of a magical thing. That's going to make this a little bit more tolerable for you, is that you get to be creative, right? And this could be something at work too, that if they want you to be in charge, okay, well, you're going to maybe spice it up a little bit. You're going to do something a little different. You do something a little unexpected to showcase your creativity. You're still going to get the job done. Everybody's going to be really happy about it, but it's kind of unconventional, right? It's the Caribbean Christmas, right? Reminds me of an episode of The Office, right? Stanley just wants Christmas. Good old-fashioned Christmas. Well, you might be getting something a little bit different, Stanley. Anyway, I think this is a good opportunity. Unexpected benefits from that, right? Then moving over here, Path of the Serpent. Who is this Princess of Swords? This might be the person that we really get kind of annoyed with, because this seems like it's a younger feminine energy air sign person maybe. And it's just one of these people that no matter what you do or what you say, they're just kind of like, why? Why are you doing that? Well, because of this. Well, why is that? Non-stop kind of questioning you, right? So it's easy to get a little annoyed at this person, I think. So be ready for that. Okay, that's another prediction that this person, there's somebody around, maybe they're a younger family member, niece, nephew, maybe a son, daughter, maybe kind of just the new kid at work or whatever. But they're just going to have all of these questions. And it almost seems like they're trolling you a little bit, right? It's just like, are you seriously asking me all these questions, or are you just trying to be annoying? You know? And we have to remember the Five of Wands. Let's not get too angry. Let's try to find maybe a different strategy to deal with that person when they do show up. And that's part of this Mercury energy too, finding a good strategy to kind of take advantage of all of these areas, right? The Ace of Wands. Now this is interesting with the Ace of Wands, because this to me feels like, okay, it's the environment, it's time, it's the opportunity for you to be the leader and to make the decisions and to put on the show or complete the project or do the holidays or whatever. But I don't know yet what the Ace of Wands is foreshadowing, because this is a beginning. So I almost wonder if through this Path of the Dove event thing, if you are actually creating a brand new opportunity somewhere else. Maybe you do put on a pretty wild show and you're able to parlay that into some kind of a different opportunity, right? There's a talent scout in the audience and they reel you in, you know. So I feel like this is something that we are kind of creating inadvertently through this opportunity, through this event, that we're creating the beginning of something else. Maybe you realize, hey, I really like doing this. And then that's something that we're going to pursue even further. Okay? So I think that you're going to be starting a new hobby, business, avocation, a new creative outlet. Something that you learn from this main thing, you discover about yourself and you say, yeah, hey, I want to keep doing that. I want to explore that road further. Okay? It's maybe you realize that you really wanted to be an actor. So you kind of go off in that direction and you start exploring that a little bit more, you know? And I think that's really awesome. That's really cool. The next card is, of course, the Nine of Wands. And I think that this is the obstacle you're going to meet, because now we're trying to balance our responsibilities and this kind of new surge of creativity, this new hobby, this new avocation, this new interest, this new passion. Because this, I think, is something that we really want to spend all of our time doing. Like, you never really realized how much you enjoy party planning, or whatever, leading the department, or, you know, being in charge of this thing, or whatever it is. You kind of want to devote all your time to it. Yeah. It's something that it's new, right? And we have that interest. We want to focus on it. But we have to try to balance our responsibilities with our new passion, our new interest, with this new kind of Ace of Wands thing that we want to explore. Okay? And I think with the end here, with this Six of Wands, this is at the end of the path of the Serpent. This is a couple of things. This is, I think, you finding the balance between this new passion, this new hobby, this new interest, and your kind of normal responsibilities. We're finding the balance, right? This is also talking about the success of this thing that you've been put in charge of, whatever it was. You will be victorious, right? It will come off without a hitch. It will be successful. And I think you will be recognized for that. You will be, championed for that, and might come with a little bit of a promotion, might come with some more responsibilities, right? So then it kind of goes back to this 9, where now we have even more responsibilities here, but we have this other stuff that we're very interested in. How do we find the balance? And I think that's going to be the struggle for you, especially moving into the new year and that sort of thing. This card is also talking about a real surge in your confidence. It's a long way away from this 9 of Swords that we started with, which I think was not very much confidence. But now we're kind of thrust into this leadership role, and it's wildly successful. And now you've got this real confidence, this real pride in your work, A pride that's welling up within you from a job well done, but also getting recognized from others around you. So you're going to be asked to do it again, or you're going to be given the job permanently, right? Maybe you're asked to fill in for somebody, and you do such an amazing job that they want to give you the position. Something along those lines, okay? We don't, we don't see a lot of earth energy here or a lot of water energy. So I don't know if this is family or if this is business. I kind of feel like it seems like it's a little bit of both, right? For this Mercury energy, though, we do have to do an I Ching reading. Maybe this will give us a little bit of insight into what or how this opportunity is going to unfold. Where or how this opportunity will unfold. So let's see. I Ching reading for the Magician card. That's the one. 7, the army. The army. It's all about discipline, right? With constancy, mature people, good fortune, no mistake. Just because something isn't the goal doesn't make it the enemy. Balance the focused and intense drive to get it done with a measured, disciplined approach. This will allow you to achieve your objective effectively and with less collateral damage. Good fortune, no mistake. What are you aiming for? How can you get more from your strengths? With all of your efforts, are you creating the life you want? Well, that's interesting in this context, right? Because it really is, something isn't the goal. You didn't want to do this. Well, it doesn't mean you should reject it or be angry at it or make it the enemy. You've got to have this focused, intense drive to get it done with a balanced, measured, disciplined approach, right? This is the disciplined approach. This is focused on getting it done with that measured, disciplined approach. Okay, that's exactly what we were talking about. And now we'll achieve our objective, right? We'll succeed in whatever this task is. But what we're also doing is we're creating something else. We're almost like opening a new doorway to something here with this one. It's as a byproduct of this effort, we're finding a new path that goes off to the side somewhere. Maybe we should do a divine doorway for this one. Because I feel like this is kind of a detour. It's just it's speeding off that way, right? Let's do a divine doorway. What the heck, might as well. Oh, that's the one. Draw down the moon. The forest nymphs dance in sheer delight, singing soft songs. Find us in the wild. Good night. Draw down the moon. Let's look at that doorway. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Draw down the moon. Well, maybe this, I do have to point out, draw down the moon. Come on, how on the nose is that? The high priestess rules the moon. This is the full moon, the intuition, as opposed to the Pisces card, right? The moon card, the 18th mystery of the tarot, which is the new moon. This is the full moon. Draw down the moon. Draw down that intuition. Draw down this message from the divine, right? We said that she was in all of these other cards. So that's the message, I think, that it's through these activities that you should be, while immersed in these activities, listening to that intuition, feeling that. Draw down that moon into yourself, right? Also, I think it's talking about finding that opportunity that really does fulfill that side of you. See, we have all fire here. What we want is that water, that mystery, that magic, right? This is all business. This is all activity. We want the subtlety. We want the moon. We want to draw down that magic, right? And it could be what we're doing here, what this Ace of Wands is all about and why it's kind of a detour. Maybe it's leading us to water, Maybe it is leading us to the moon. It's leading us back to our true self, our intuition. A lot going on here. Let's look at the mystery card. I almost forgot about the mystery card. Let's do that now. Thank you, Mr. Ed. What is this going to be? Maybe this will be the water, right? Or maybe it'll be some lunar energy. Something with a connection to either water or the moon. I want you to try to predict this card with me. Put your answers in the comment section. Let's figure out what we've got here. My prediction, it's either moon or water or both. Okay, let's see. It is water. It is water, but it's a 7 of Cups. And so it's kind of, it reinforces the importance of listening to our intuition. Because if we're taking this new opportunity, we've set out on this new path, right? This kind of side trail, we might run into a lot of water. How do we know which one of these cups is meant for us? Well, we need that intuition. Right? We're going to encounter a lot of water, a lot of new feelings, a lot of new desires, a lot of new opportunities to fulfill these new desires. But we have to be discerning. We have to pick the right cup. It's like Indiana in the third movie when he's looking for the Holy Grail, right, to save his father. And there are all sorts of goblets and cups. Some are very ornate. Some are beautiful, shining, expensive, right, valuable and rare. And then there's another one that's just simple wooden cup. We have to know which one is the Holy Grail. It might not be the one that looks the most expensive or that feels the best to fulfill, right? we're going to encounter a lot of new desires on this path. We have to tap into intuition so we know which one is right for us, so we don't get distracted by all of these other things. Okay? Very interesting. You're going to have a pretty good month, I think. Now, we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, click on the link in the corner. That'll give you access to every extended reading, not just for Sagittarius, but for every sign, so you can cross-watch. You can check your other placements. I want you to remember that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.